Welcome to We Seek First podcast, where we talk about living life as a Christian and everything in between. We are your hosts, Takara,
Katrina,
Latresa, and LaQuinta.
Join us every week for a fresh episode. But today we have an exciting episode for you, so sit back, relax, and let's talk. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of We Seek First. Let me just let you know right now, it's a rainy day today, and I don't know where you are, but it's really rainy. You're probably going to hear it at some point in this podcast. But how are you guys doing today?
We doing all right.
I'm good. I love rainy days.
Me too. No, I really do.
Me
I
too.
know it sounds
So
funny, but
calm.
I like rain, but no thunder and
I
high
love
winds.
thunderstorms.
No, okay, see, ma'am.
I thought I was the only one.
I love. Oh, for real?
Yes, I love it.
thunderstorms.
Now, don't let the power go out.
Right,
but,
right.
You know,
I don't mean
we
like
don't
dangerous
Want, yeah,
ones,
and I
like-
want my TV to work.
Right, exactly.
But really, the sound of rain when it rains,
so comforting.
I open my blinds and I just look
I
at
look
it.
at it too.
Oh, okay, no.
Sometimes I open the door and
Yeah,
look at it and like, oh,
Mm-mm.
And
like
laying
I like
in your
soft
room,
rain.
in your bed, relaxed,
Oh,
and
my
hearing the
goodness.
sound of rain.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
just
It just
I
makes
love
me
it.
have to go to the bathroom. Like all that
Okay.
water, like the sound of constant
Ooh.
water. Like I just no.
Okay.
I don't mind the rain, but no. But anyway, so today's topic is going to be patience. So before we started this podcast, we did take a quiz. We found one on BuzzFeed. I think it's called "How Patient Are You?" And there were like 10 questions or whatever, and there were 3 categories of you're not patient at all, you're pretty patient, and you're the master of patience, right?
Yeah.
So I'll start with me. So when I took it, let me give you guys maybe 1 or 2 questions that they asked. Now, okay, so it says someone is handing out free $100 bills for no reason. How long do you wait in the line to get one? So it goes from 0 minutes to 2 hours or more. Personally, because in the middle was an hour. I put mine at 30 minutes.
really.
Yes.
Oh wow! I think I put an hour.
No, I put 2 hours or more. You want to know why?
I can't remember
You
exactly
want to know why?
because it's $100.
Well, this is what I'm looking at.
That's a lot.
If you sit on your job, are you getting
That's
paid
true.
$50 an hour?
Girl, yeah, you
Okay,
can
now
put some
that's true.
earphones in and listen to music
That's
and
true.
wait. You're right.
Think about waiting for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's like making $50 an hour. I'd have made $100 in 2
you're
hours.
right.
Okay, yeah, but okay, so like this is how I look at things that I have to wait for. It's kind of like I have patience, but then at a certain point, I'm like, yeah, I don't even care anymore. I don't want it.
So what did you? What was your results?
My results.
Yeah.
So my results were that I was pretty patient. So there are things that I'm willing to wait for, such as like in relationships, I'm very patient, and not just with like someone I'm romantically
yeah.
with. I'm talking about just like friendships and family and things. I can be very patient. I try to be really patient with my son, stuff like that. But when it comes to material things, money, I'm kind of like, okay, I'll wait a little bit, but then after a while, I don't care anymore.
I think that's the key. It depends on what it is you're
Yeah.
waiting for. If
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
valuable to you, you're not going to wait.
Because I don't. So what did you guys get on the quiz?
I got the master of patience.
Oh,
my.
wow. You know what? I believe that.
I'm serious.
Actually, I think you are a persistent person.
Very
Yes,
well.
you are.
So 'cause
I
you are.
am. If it take me 10 years
Yeah.
to do something,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
think it's really going to happen, I will wait 10 years
I believe
Yeah.
you.
to get what I really want.
You
it has to
patient.
be something you want. I
Yeah,
think that's
something
for
of
everybody.
value.
Yeah.
What about you, LaQuana?
Mine said I'm not patient at all.
And you know
and
what's
that is
funny?
the God honest truth.
But
I
you know
am
what's
not
funny?
patient.
That is so different than your not temperament, but your personality.
you don't think I'm
Your personality, you will take till the taking.
Oh, yeah.
You can't take it. I'm talking
So
about
you're patient with people,
Yeah.
but with things that you want,
Yeah.
you're,
You're
not.
not patient.
That is correct.
It's so
Okay.
weird because you will take.
I do.
And then
Yeah,
also
you're right.
you are very, very patient with people
Yeah.
and how you what's the word I'm trying to say? How you are with them and how they are with you,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if it's bad. Like you're very patient in that. But
Yeah, when it's something that I want, y'all,
it's
just
like
like
today.
just like this year, I wanted a house. I was gonna buy a house.
Yeah.
That was
But
my
then
thing. Like
Miss
I was
Rona.
actually gonna buy a house, and then when the coronavirus came, it ruined everything. It took it away.
Rona
And
said
we
nope.
was just talking about this the other day, and I was like, I cannot believe this. I cannot even get a house.
Yeah.
Like for a few years, probably.
Yeah.
And I'm hurt. I'm trying to accept it. I'm so hurt right now.
But
Well,
patience.
I know.
And like we explained the other night, like
Yeah.
God allows things to happen for a reason.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
you
guess.
buying that house was gonna cause
Other
issues.
I
You know,
guess.
maybe
Or
mean,
maybe
it could
what
be
you
any time.
wanted was not his best for you. It was your best, but not his best.
I guess because when I
She
read,
said, I guess.
no, because you know how you want to wallow in your,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, leave me
yeah.
alone. Let
Yeah.
me pity myself.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to Teresa. My bad. I was about to.
Okay,
Yeah.
Latricia, what did you get?
Pretty patient.
So
Okay.
when I put that next to your
Look at that
personality,
girl. Stop.
when I put that up against your personality, it just doesn't match.
That's your perception of me.
Oh,
girl, stop.
Okay.
enlighten us, Teresa, girl.
No,
Please.
it ain't
So,
not to
okay,
enlighten.
so
I don't
like
think
me.
she's patient with people. Like you said,
Yeah.
I'm patient
Yeah,
with
yeah,
people.
yeah, no.
You are not patient with
I
people.
disagree.
Oh.
I take a lot of stuff. What do
No,
you
we're not talking about what
mean?
you can take. We're
Teresa,
talking
you
about
pop off in a hot
No,
minute.
I used
Yes.
to be that way. I'm not like that.
She's a
anymore.
firecracker.
I've gotten better,
Okay, gotten, not is. Okay.
but that wouldn't define me as impatient with people.
Okay, what about things?
I can
Like
wait.
things that you
I
want.
don't have that
Okay,
problem.
okay. So let's just say you wanted a certain car and you, no matter what you could have done, it's going to take you 5 years, but you have the money, the resources to get it today. Are you willing to wait the 5 years or are you just like, forget this?
I would probably give up. No, that 5 years. No.
See, okay,
No,
so
I
you're
was
not
I was
patient
gonna
with
get a car
things.
and I waited and I'm still waiting. I'm fine.
Well, that's because Rona.
It ain't been that long.
Well,
But do you want to wait?
Do I want to wait?
No.
Actually, because I got problems with my current car and I wanted another one.
Okay, well, what if you didn't?
If I didn't have problems,
And Rona was gone.
no,
and
I
you-
would. If I didn't have problems with my own car, I would keep my car that I have now. I don't have it. It's not a matter of I want a new car. It was
Yeah,
I'm getting ran off the road and
because it's so tiny.
yeah. I have a teeny Matchbox car. It's
Okay,
Girl, you better learn to work that car.
you
no,
know.
I do. I drive it, but
But the point of taking the quiz and everything like that was to tie into the subject today, which is patience. So a couple of days ago, we were all sitting around talking, and I don't know if it was hormones, the lack
It's
of
those
food,
hormones, girl.
the lack of food, or the
Right,
lack
Who
of
lacking food?
Well, 'cause
Actually,
I
to be
hadn't-
honest, that day I didn't eat.
Yeah,
Do
and
you
I
remember?
hadn't
It was
ate.
like
See.
I went home. I got home at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and y'all, I went straight. I was like, I'm going to bed. I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't think that's
Girl,
what it
that
was.
could have been a good fast day.
I didn't. I,
I wasn't
hadn't
trying to
ate
fast.
either. Like I ate way
That ain't what.
early.
Let's not blame it on
Now
that. That
mine
ain't
was
what it
like
was.
hormones. You know how it is, women. You know how it can be. But we were talking about things, and we were just so negative.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
negative
referring
Nancy.
to Sunday?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm negative Nancy.
We were so negative, and really, like, Mom, she tried. Her
She
best.
tried. I was
and
like,
then she was just like, you know what? Forget it.
yeah. After a while, Mama got quiet. She was like, just let them be stupid.
Yeah. But okay, so I keep a journal. If anybody knows me, knows I love journals and I love journaling everything. I'll journal my weight loss. I journal just to get my thoughts and feelings out. I journal how I study the Bible, things like that. So I came across one of my journals for when I studied the Bible. And this one is really old. And I keep them all. I don't throw them away because I feel like at some point I can come back and learn. At least if I can't see how I've grown through the years, I can at least go back and like things that
Yeah.
I've forgotten about, I can come and pick it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, this is one that could help any and everybody. So I did a study on June 29th, 2017,
3 years ago, girl.
That's a long
and it
time
was on a
ago.
Thursday, and it was at 12:04 p.m.
And she wrote down the time.
Okay, so when I journal, that's what I do.
Mhm.
I like to know where I was, what date it was, what time it was, so I can like get the full picture of where I was in my life, things like
Yeah.
that. So on this day, and I had been journaling or whatever before this, but on this particular day, this was when we were really like talking about the blog, and we all were in a place in our life where it was like, I'm just tired. I'm ready for something new.
Yeah.
I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what God has for me, but I'm just ready to move on. I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know? So all of us were studying, and I studied patience. Now, okay. When I studied this, I was reading the scriptures, but I came across a website. I didn't write down the website. I didn't write down it was a blog from a church. I just know that the person who wrote it was a guy. That's about
Okay.
all. And I haven't been able to find it since. But I just want to read. We're going to just, kind of go
Yeah.
through this.
What your thoughts were?
What my
back
thoughts.
then,
Yeah. And then to see if this could be some help to us today.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
All right, so the first thing that I wrote in here was, so I started with, don't get comfortable in this life. Seeking God is not something you do casually. You take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I started with. And then I went into patience. And the first scripture that I pulled up was 1 Samuel. And from 1 Samuel, I got the lack of patience can cause you to miss blessings. So
That's so true.
so I think in Samuel, this was the story of Saul, how he was supposed to be the king and things like that. And he wasn't patient enough. He wanted things to happen the way he wanted them to happen. And he missed his blessing, like totally missed it. So then after this, I came up with examples of patience because I think back then my issue wasn't waiting. I was good at waiting, but I didn't know how to be patient. Like as far as like with God, like I felt like in time I was waiting, but I didn't know how to live in that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I guess. Because I'm like, wait, how you?
Well-
you can't.
Okay, so like I was good at being where I was and working on being thankful for where I was and what I had at that time, even though I wanted more. So I felt like I was good at waiting, just sitting in that one spot waiting. But patiently waiting and trusting, like that was hard for me. So I wrote down examples of patience so that I would know how to be patient, how to remind myself, okay, in my prayers, don't say, like, don't think certain things or say that, oh, God is like, saying that he's saying no to me. It's not a no. It's you need to continue to wait. So I wrote down scriptures
Yeah.
to remind myself.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
I think some people may have issues with patience because say there's something you want and you prayed about it.
Yeah.
You don't know if God really gonna give it to you.
That's
how
my
I am
whole
all the time.
problem.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
my
like,
whole issue.
think about it. If God told you, say you're waiting on that new house, and
Oh.
God
Yeah.
said, you know what, Quanta, in 2 years you get in that house. I bet you'll be patient those 2
I
years.
would be so patient.
Well, that's
that is
because
my
you-
issue.
You have
But
an end
because
date.
you don't know if he's
Exactly.
actually gonna give it to you,
Exactly.
it makes it harder. That's where the trust comes in.
Yeah.
And that's my maybe that's something else I need to work on because
And
that's my whole problem.
Yeah.
you have to trust that God knows what's best for you.
That's true.
And it's not like he got houses and he like, I'm not giving Quinta one
Yeah.
because I can't stand her. That's not
That's
it.
not it. Or he
Maybe that's
wouldn't have
not
given
what's
his
best
son.
for you. Maybe it's gonna be some man come with a nice big house.
But it doesn't even have to come by way of
Why
a
do
man.
it have to be a man?
No, I'm just saying you might be wasting your money buying, you never know
that would
what's
be nice.
but that may not be your path. You
That's
know what I'm
true.
saying?
I'm trying to accept it, but it's so
true.
hard.
But this is what I always say. I have never had an issue with believing that God has the ability to do something, because I do think he can do any and everything.
Oh yeah,
But will he do it for me?
that is
my issue.
Yes, I feel the same way.
But
And
again,
I don't
he's
want
not out to hurt you.
I know
Exactly. But just because he's not out there to hurt me, it's kind of like this. Are my wants really what aligns with what God wants for me, or what he'll allow for me to have? I don't know.
I just be feeling like he probably like, look,
That
that
ain't
ain't even
important.
important. Like,
Yeah.
why you worried about
Yeah.
a house? Sit down. You probably gonna die next week. Like,
Wow.
But that's true though,
no, I
because
know. Yeah.
we waste so much time. Oh, I want a house.
Yeah.
I want a
Mhm.
car. I want money. I want. But we spend no time on our soul.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you can't expect God to just throw out all these material things.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what good is that stuff gonna do if you die
Yep.
next week and you go to hell?
Yep.
But
You know.
then also, it's kind of like you can't, it's really hard because you're fighting against a human nature, like us, that sin nature of it that everybody has.
Yeah.
It's kind of like God made us to want these things. As women, we are made to want to like have a husband and to like join our lives with someone else, to want, like, these are natural feelings, to want to get married, have kids, have a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a woman, that I don't even think we're groomed to want these things. It just naturally is. And like for men, they're naturally born into this life to want to lead a family and like be the head of their family and provide for them, things like that. That's hard to say, God wants me to do this, but within me, I want this and I can't make it go away.
Yep.
Like, how do you, it's really hard to be like, let me put that aside when it's there. It's in me to want it, but I can't pay attention to that because
I have so.
But
been
do
there.
you want it more than God? Then it becomes an
Yes.
idol.
Right?
Why would he
which
give
is
it to
true.
you?
Exactly.
That is true.
And that's why a lot of stuff, I ain't gonna name everything, but a lot of stuff that has been in my prayers, like, take that away, move it out the way, like Jonathan McReynolds.
that's
said.
right. Move. Yeah.
Make room for you.
Yes.
That's what I've been trying to do. It's just so hard.
It really is.
So hard.
So, like, one of the first examples that I have written down was in Genesis 29 and 20, and it's about Jacob. So this was these are things that I wrote. I'm just going to read what I wrote. So I wrote, Jacob served 7 years to get Rachel, but they seemed like only a few days because of his love for her. So it kind of mirrors how God is with us. It's like, even though we feel like it's taking forever, but it's like with God, he lives outside of time.
Yep.
So for him, it's only been like a day.
Yep.
So it's like, I did give you your blessing. Okay, so in your time, it took 7 years or 10 years or 15. But for him, it's no time.
Yeah.
But
And I know you mentioned Jacob, but what comes to mind to me is the story of Joseph.
Yeah.
Think
man.
about
Yeah.
how long that man had to go through suffering to get where
I'm telling
he
you
ended
right
up.
now, I would have gave up on God. Like,
Look how
I'm
long
telling
he
you,
was in jail.
I would have gave up. Like when I got thrown in jail, that
Yeah.
would have been it. I'm telling y'all right now.
Like
I'm
your
not. I don't have
family-
that strong faith like he did.
Yeah.
But in God's eyes, it probably wasn't that long. But
Yeah.
when you think about yourself, and because we live in time,
Yeah, we do.
we look back at that story like, oh my goodness.
That was
He
a long
suffered
time.
so long.
And then when I look at his story, just Joseph, it looks so much of like what we do. So God says, I give you a promise. And you're like, yes, I'm promised this. I know I'm going to have
It could be 40 years.
Yeah.
He's gonna break,
Oh,
and
Lord.
then trouble comes, and it's like everybody that you love turned their back on you and did the worst, and you're like, you know what? But I still got that promise though. But then when you get thrown in jail, and you still in jail, it's kind of like, so God, I know you promised this, so maybe you change your mind.
Yeah, that's me. I'd be like, you know what? He changed his
God
mind.
is
Like,
not looking for
it's
somebody
fine.
to turn on him soon
Yeah.
as something bad happened
Yeah.
to you. You know, if you can't get through that, then
How
I
you
mean, you
gonna
don't
deal
even
with-
deserve the reward at the end.
You don't
know?
deserve
Yeah.
it anyway.
No.
Well, yeah.
But you know what was funny too? As humans, this is what we do. Instead of us saying that this is just the path, what it is, I'm going to continue to trust, we pivot. We turn it back on him. We don't say, well, maybe it's something that I did. Maybe it's something that he wants to like teach me. We turn it on him and say, well, you promised me this,
He done
but I
changed
guess
his
you
mind."
changed your mind. I guess you know, I guess I can't have it. As if he is
Like
doing
a little
something
child
wrong.
having
Yeah.
a little temper tantrum.
You know what, too? I think a lot of the issue is people don't really want it as bad as they think they do. Because if you really want it, you're supposed to ask and
That's
keep
true.
asking.
Yeah.
Look at that
And keep
persistent
asking.
person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us.
What
us.
Knock.
Ask and it shall be given unto you.
Uh-huh.
Seek and you will find.
Yeah.
Knock and it will be open to you.
Yeah.
You can't ask God one time and then go about your business.
You
And
right.
you can't
Like,
ask
where
it for
is your
6 months and
persistence,
stuff.
you know?
Yeah. Well,
Look
and
at
then
her.
with persistence, you do have to trust, even though you may be who you are, and we know we are sinners saved by grace. We know we are not perfect. We don't deserve it to begin with, but we still have to trust and believe that if this is in line with what he wants for our life, he will bring it.
Well,
It's
you,
just-
you need to be following him too. You can't
Yeah.
be
Oh,
expecting
yeah.
no, that's true.
a handout and you not even
Right.
following his word.
Exactly.
That's
Because
true.
He's not gonna give you anything.
And I think when with anything that we want, when he says to seek him
Oh.
first, like that.
That's our motto.
It
Come
is.
on,
I
guys.
know.
It
I
is.
know.
And it's kind of like, I don't know why I'll say I don't know why I don't do. It's not that I don't know. But when you're going through it, it's like you forget all of this stuff. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like if you refocus what you want, put that to the side and seek him, you won't even be thinking about, oh, he
I
hasn't
agree.
brought it yet. Oh,
Mhm.
because you're growing in him.
Yeah.
And when it comes, it'll come. But we don't live in patience and like seek him like his word says.
And our priorities are a little mixed up.
True. That is true.
If you find yourself praying harder for a car
Yeah.
than for your own soul, do you really, like, God is sitting
Yeah.
there like, ma'am, this car ain't gonna get you in heaven. You can't drive.
You can't drive it to heaven.
You can't drive
You gonna
through
drive
them
in
gates.
a pearly
Do you
gate?
have, I know you
No
have a
red
nice
light.
car, but do you have Jesus?
Girl.
You're
Like,
right.
who do we think we praying to?
This
You
is
know?
true.
But you forget.
You
Yeah,
do
you
forget.
forget.
Cause you live
'Cause
in
you
this
want what
earth
you
and
want.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah, I get it.
It's always a fight. And I think when you want something and it's been so long, it's kind of like the devil starts wearing on you and you can't. It's like you get weaker by the day. And if you're not re-strengthening or finding your strength in him, it's kind of like you're just going to be weak. And then you're going to find yourself in a place where you're blaming God
Yeah.
instead of trusting that
Yeah.
he still got you.
And
'Cause-
if it don't happen, you may stop praying.
Yep.
You may stop
Yeah.
reading his word.
Yep.
You like, oh, I don't need Christianity.
Well-
you may not say it, but that's what
Yeah.
your actions
Your
will do.
action, because I know for a fact people are not gonna. We're talking about Christians, people who are not. This is not fly by night. I think a lot of Christians will say, "Lord, I don't feel bad towards you. I don't hate you. I know." But in your heart, in your actions,
Yeah.
it's like you pray a little less. You don't
Mhm.
really want to go to church as much. You don't read his word as much. And it's like you showing him that you're blaming him for him not giving. Like he a vending machine. I put 50 cents in. Where my chips?
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
you're
Yeah.
showing him what type of father follower you are.
Yeah.
If God ain't gonna give you nothing out the deal, you like bye.
Yeah.
You know.
Fly
that's
by
so
night.
bad.
That is
It's
not what
bad.
he wants.
And God ain't crazy. He not like humans. He can see straight through to the heart.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he know exactly why you coming to him.
That's true. All right, so the next one that I wrote, I guess another example or whatever. So I wrote down 1 Samuel 13 and 8 through 14. And I wrote, because Saul was impatient and did not obey God, he was going to be replaced as king, as I said before, right?
Mhm.
So then I wrote, I don't want to be replaced in my blessings. I want all that God will allow me to have. So I think in this, where I was in this place, it was kind of like I was struggling with, will he allow me, like, do I have permission to want this? Even though it may not be in your will for today, will you like pardon it because I want it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't think it's anything wrong with wanting something as long as it's not
Against him.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with wanting it, but for you to put it above him or your soul, I think that's where the issue comes in.
Yeah. Yeah. So then after that, I wrote a whole bunch of scriptures. And then I wrote, I think this one was for 2 Samuel 5, 4 and 5. David was so patient from knowing God will make you king very young until it finally happened at 30 years old. So even with David, he said he was going to be king when he was really young.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, everything happened. People was trying to kill him. Saul was like, nope, what we not finna do. But it finally happened after he was well over the age of most kings. Most people I don't think that there were like a lot of like old kings. You know what I mean? People usually were made kings and they grew to be his age.
Mm-hmm.
But then for you to get a promise, it's like God said, hey, I want you to be king. And then it didn't happen. And instead, people were trying to kill you and take you out.
Why it's gotta be like that?
And it's kind of like if it were me, I already see. That's why he didn't make me king, because I'd be like, yeah, see, I don't want to be king no more. I'm good with being a servant.
But David kept his eyes on God, and everything
And I
will
think that's the
always
difference.
work
Yeah.
out in the end.
That's the
That's where
difference.
trust comes in.
Yeah.
Like he just handed you stuff and didn't bring you through like a trial, or like how are we gonna
Yeah.
see where your trust is?
Oh,
you know?
y'all, I'm just lacking in all these areas.
But
Oh
you know
my
what?
God.
That's everybody. I think everybody gets to
Trust
because
is hard.
it's like for me, some days my walk is good. I am strong. My belief, my faith is strong. And then some things come and I stumble and
Yep,
it's
make
like
you shaky.
it knocks you down. And then it makes you feel like, well, maybe I wasn't as strong as I thought I was. So then maybe I'm not really where I'm supposed to be. Oh, well, maybe God lied to me when he said that he forgave me for this and that's why I moved. You know what I mean? Like your thought process starts being like, well, dog, I'm nothing. Then you don't want to pray as much. And you just fall further and further away.
Yeah.
See that devil?
Girl.
'Cause that's who it is.
I just have to keep in my head, God loves me and he wants what's best for me. That's
Yeah.
what you have to keep telling yourself. Who in the world would give their life for you and then abandon you
I
or not
hear
want
you.
You know what I'm saying?
I
You
hear
just
you.
have to keep telling yourself, he wants what's best for me.
Yeah.
If I haven't got what I wanted by now, it must not be the right time.
It's not time yet.
And
But
you
it's
just
it's
keep
still
going.
that doesn't make it easier for
Oh,
me.
no.
I can tell myself that all day
Yeah.
long, but still, it's still there in
Yeah.
the front of my mind, not even in the back. It's still in
Yeah.
the front. Like
That's that inner fight with your
Hey, you just got to say, God, I really want this house, and I'm praying for this house, but if it's not what you want, then so be it.
yeah.
Because you ain't going to get it anyway.
right.
If he
That's-
don't want you to
and I
have
know-
it.
That's true.
If you think about it, you wouldn't have been able. We got laid
Shut up,
off
leave me
right
alone.
after that. Like you didn't need it. It wasn't time
Yeah,
yet.
it's
But
so
I don't
funny
think-
how things play out.
I don't think
Yeah.
that. You know what? Even if I would have gotten it, I could have gotten another job.
But says they would
No,
have hired
you're
you.
saying that.
You
but
don't
you
know.
don't know.
It's
You're
hard
right,
to-
but it's possible that I
Employment is
could
hard
have.
But
right
who
now.
you,
Like-
you think the bill's gonna work on a possibility?
No,
No, they
just
like give me
saying.
my money now.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
It
I don't
wasn't
think
time.
that's.
And
I
then
just think he's
also-
like, you know what,
If
girl,
he wanted
sit
you
down.
to have it, you would have had it.
And I agree.
It's
I,
not
I
time
totally
yet.
stop it. Leave me alone.
We're gonna be
I'm telling you, it's clear as day to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you,
Look what
y'all
happened
were,
afterwards.
both of y'all were
Yeah.
about to make huge purchases. Like,
Yeah.
These are
that's not.
life-altering
I know.
decisions.
And then boom, Corona.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Which
mean,
no
clearly.
one saw but him.
Yeah.
Clearly,
You're
he
right.
was actually looking out for you.
He did.
He was looking out for
And
you,
I
girl.
know, and deep down, I know, not deep down, further up than that. I know, but you know,
I know you want
let
what
me
you want.
let me stay in my pity party, okay?
No.
No,
enjoy
we
it.
finna pull you out of this because we're tired of hearing about it. This is for your good.
It really
Okay.
is.
You know what?
Okay, so this one will really help because it blesses me. So I wrote, "It is God."
Thank you for tuning into another episode of We Seek First podcast. You can find us on our blog at www.weseekfirst.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest at We Seek First. Again, thank you for your support and join us next time for a bit of encouragement as Christ encourages us.